Hey, what's up YouTube? Ralph here. Just give me a quick deck profile on what's going to be one of the decks players will be running once Set 9 releases in June. So, to start off, we have Spark Kid Dragoon. Counterblast 1. Search your top 5 cards for a grade 3 Narukami. Add to your hand and then shuffle your deck afterwards. Then we have 8 crit, 4 heal, 4 draw. Standard 16 crit. So before I continue this deck profile, I just want to give a quick shout out to Christopher Sold, who top forward at the World Championships 2012. This deck is pretty much the same as his, except with a couple card differences. Alright, so we have Red River Dragoon, pretty much basically an 8k grade 1 vanilla. For Wyvern Guard guilds, the center of the deck. Most decks usually run 4, obviously player's preference there. For Proton Bomber Wyvern, when supporting the Vanguard, plus 4k if your opponent has 3 damage or more. And here's one of the edits I did to his deck. Instead of running Rising Phoenix, I'm running Dragon Dancer Rai. So what she does is she supports Thunderbreak Dragon in the back row. Soul Blast 1 gains 5,000 until the end of the turn. Okay, onto grade 2s. I have 2 Dragonic Deck Sites. Counterblast 2. Choose one of your opponent's grade 2 or lower rear guards and retire it. So if you notice so far again, I'm only running 2. To replace it, I have 2 Demonic Dragon Berserker Garnia. Sorry again if I butchered the name. What it does is when this card attacks a Vanguard and it hits, turn 1 face down damage, face up. The reason why I made this change as well is because I felt that I needed to use the Counterblast for Vermillion. So heal's just an option if I really need to, or I had extra Counterblast to spare. For Thunderstorm Dragon, again, basic 10k vanilla, grade 2. And for Hex Cannon Wyvern, plus 3k if your opponent has 3 more damage when it attacks. Grade 3s. Running 3 Thunderbreak Dragon, Limit Break, so if you have 4 more damage, Limit Break's active. When this card is placed on the Vanguard zone, Counterblast 2, retire one of your units, and while he's on the Vanguard circle, he gains 5,000 when it attacks. If you notice the change again, I added 1 more. So instead of running 6 copies of grade 3s, I'm running 7. And 4 Vermillions. Pretty much the heart and soul of this deck. Limit Break, Counterblast 3. This card attacks the entire front row and gains 2,000 until the end of the turn. And his other effect is irrelevant because pretty sure you won't be running any other Narukamis. I want to do this deck profile just because I've topped a couple of tournaments recently with this deck. I lost last Saturday's tournament on the bubble, but I was fine with it. I'm proud of the deck. So that's pretty much the deck. I want to do a quick deck profile just because I never really did Narukami deck profile. Plus, I've been playing it recently instead of my Majesty Lord Blaster deck, and it won a couple tournaments for me. Well, I didn't really win the tournaments because we usually split at the end. But it did get me top 4 a couple times. It didn't get me last Saturday's top 4 just because I lost on a bubble to a trigger. So, but it's Vanguard, you know, what can I do, right? So, proud of the deck. I'm probably going to go back to Majesty Lord. I will be getting 4 Bloods for this deck. I'm keeping this deck as well, so we'll see what happens in the future. 3 packs of Volume 5 and 2 packs of Volume 4. And all these promos that